Hi everybody, it's Lynn here, the Go Live Granny. It's a gorgeous sunny day. It's September the 6th, no it's not, it's October the 6th, 2025. And I have come all the way over to Ventnor, which is a bit of a joke, you know, because for me, coming all the way over to Ventnor is just an hour's, just over an hour's bus ride. But some people who live on the island think that that's a very long ride and a very long way to go. It's a bit of a joke, but you know, it's lovely. So anyway, as a child, my parents brought me on holiday here a lot, and I've just got off the bus and I'm just heading down to the Esplanade. I'm going to try and live stream as we go down, but I'm holding onto my trolley and my phone, and it's a very steep incline. Now, I did try and get a gadget that goes on my phone, that fixes onto Navy Nora, but it wasn't the right thing. So I'm going to try and get something that fixes onto Navy Nora so I can live stream while I'm holding on with two hands. But today I'm holding on with one hand. Let's see how we get on. So I've just got the bus. I got off the bus at Ventnor at Boots. I had some lovely people on the bus. I ended up being the tour guide and talking them through a lot because they were visitors here on the island, and we had a wonderful conversation. And now I'm just going to head down, but I'm just going to flip the camera this way because this road is Hamborough Road. Look, it says I don't know if you can see, it's Hamborough Road, and this is a place that we used to holiday in year in and year out as children, and we didn't originally book into the guest house up there, but what happened, we were booked. We were a family of 7. We had Granny and 4 of us. My youngest brother was a baby, sorry, and we were all booked into some accommodation. I think either Bonchurch or St Lawrence. I can't remember. No, I think it was Bonchurch. That's right. We were booked in there, and it was sold to us as 2 rooms, but it actually wasn't 2 rooms. It was 1 room with short walls, and of course you had all the cooking smells, you had the baby crying and everything. It was not as it had been proposed. So my mum and dad got Granny to look after the 4 of us, and then in the good old days when we had tourist boards, Mum and Dad went to the tourist information point. They went to the tourist information point and they found new accommodation for us, and that accommodation was up this street over here. So this is part of my memoirs, and it was a wonderful guest house up there. It's not, I don't know if it's a guest house anymore, but the ladies who, you know, that was back in my childhood, so I'm not sure that the ladies are still around and all running a guest house anymore, because of course I'm 75 and I was a child when they were running the guest house. Hi Louise. So anyway, let me show you. Now I'm going to, as I say, I'm going to try and hold onto the trolley and not go whizzing down the hill. Let's turn the camera around and see. Right, so I am going down the zigzag road. Don't forget, I've got to get up this again, and I don't know whether I can get a taxi to get up, but I know there's no bus goes down here and up again. So let's see, we'll just go very gently. But look at this beautiful sky. I've taken my coat off. It's so warm today. It's unbelievable. It's October. Look, I had my heating on last night, but walking down here, it's a bit blowy as you can see. So over to the left here, we're just going past the Winter Gardens, which is was a beautiful venue. Got lots and lots of history. Whoops, hang on. But it's in a bit of disrepair at the moment, but I do believe it's about to be sold. I read something about it the other day. Look, it's got scaffolding on it. But I have many happy memories of being in the Winter Garden there. But look at the sun shining on the sea this morning. It's absolutely beautiful. Now I'm just trying to work out. Oh yes, I see where I go. Right, that's the road. That's the zigzag road there, but I've got to go the other way, and I'm going to take it very gently, otherwise I might go zooming down and land on my bottom. Let's go carefully. And it's a lovely place to sit and watch the world go by. Whoops. Right, I'm not sure about this, folks. I'm live streaming while I'm doing this. It's not a great idea. I'm holding tight, yes. I'm not sure, folks. I'm going to have to hold on, folks.
Be careful.
Whoa, it's not good, is it?
It's not, no.
Right, okay, folks. Thank you. Some very nice people there. Right. I don't want you to see the brick wall. Let's turn it round, and you can see me struggling. I've got to hold on. So I'm going very carefully, folks, because otherwise I will zoom all the way down here and get there faster than I anticipated, but maybe in a bit of a crumpled heap at the bottom. No day without shenanigans for the Go Live Granny, look. But don't forget, if I go down here, I've got to come up again. But this is the Rennie Howe Walk. So look, it's very beautiful. Just taking it slowly. My meeting is at 11 o'clock and it's 10:45 now, so I've got plenty of time. Whoops. Watch where you're going, Lynn. But yes, many happy hours in my childhood spent here. Whoops. And sorry folks, I'm going to just go slowly because it's very steep. Very steep. So, now let me flip the camera around because it's just gorgeous. Look folks, just brings back all the memories of my childhood. It is amazing. Ventnor is wonderful. It was where I first fell in love with the island, and I've got a funny story to. I've always got funny stories to tell. So as we're coming down here, you will see. Hi, Caroline. Carol. You will see that is a paddling pool with the Isle of Wight in it. Now that paddling pool wasn't always there. It used to be further along, I think, if my memory serves me right, but maybe it doesn't. So when I was telling you earlier that Mum and Dad had to change our accommodation back in the day. So Granny looked after us. Our accommodation that we swapped to was one of those guest houses up there. I can't remember what number it was. And Granny was looking after us while Mum and Dad went to the tourist board, those strange things called tourist boards that we don't have anymore. And so Granny was in charge of us, and she was in charge of 4 of us. And the paddling pool, back in the day, the paddling pool was next to the boating lake, which is no boating lake there now. But so what happened, as you can see over there, probably, the waves splashing up. Can you see the waves splashing up? And so that was what was happening, but they were splashing up big time, but it was over here. This little harbour bit wasn't there then. And so the waves were splashing up. The tide was in and they were splashing very high up over the esplanade, over the wall. And we were on there sort of, watching the waves. And my brother was running back from the waves as they came over the wall, but he was moving. He was in front of this. Well, whether it was here or whether it was further up, I'm not quite sure. But he was running backwards from the waves. But what he didn't realise, he was moving along the esplanade while he was running backwards, and he ended up running backwards and landed full clothes in the boating lake. Not that I don't think Mum and Dad left Granny in charge to look after us and have one of us soaking wet, but that's the story. Anyway, you can see there. Look, I can see Ryde on the left hand side of that map, and we can see East Cowes nearest to us, and Cowes, and then Newport in the middle there, and all the different places. But so many happy memories. But obviously it's changed a bit, and I just loved this zigzag road. My granny always got scared when we went up steep hills like this, because my mum and dad had a car, but granny thought that it wasn't going to make it. And on one of the steep hills in Ventnor, she jumped out of the car because she didn't think it was going to go up the hill. Oh dear, bless her cotton socks. That was my granny, my dad's mum. But now I'm the granny, of course. But I'm granny, and I'm going very slowly down here because, as you can see, it's very steep. But fortunately, it's not slippery, because if I have a tumble, Navy Nora will go flying down and I will go base over apex, which is probably not the best idea. But Ventnor you can see why I fell in love with Ventnor all those years ago. And we had many happy hours on the beach. I remember a happy time on the beach here when I was doing things with the giggly granny that I used to do community stuff with, and we came down on the beach and we did some videoing back then, and we had a candy floss it was a wet day, and the candy floss doesn't like the rain, of course. And the candy floss was shrinking because that's what happens when it gets wet. And oh, so many happy memories from Ventnor. And of course, Ventnor do a wonderful carnival. Look at all this beautiful. They do a wonderful carnival, and they have so many volunteers. No, not so many volunteers. They have some wonderful volunteers who help them with their, to run their carnivals. So this is marvelous. So just letting some people go by who are quicker than me. I'm taking it very slowly. So look, this is called the Cascade. It is so beautiful. This, look, absolutely beautiful, really beautiful. And I'm nearly to the bottom, folks. Nearly to my destination. I'm going to go into one of the businesses down here, where I've got one meeting with one person and then another meeting with somebody else later, and then I'm meeting up with two of my friends as well. So this is your tour guide. And I think, if my memory serves me well, probably back in the day they had a pier here. I think they did, but I need to double check. So what a beautiful day. I wasn't looking forward to this if it was raining, but it's so beautiful. Look, just lovely. It's like being on the continent, isn't it? It's just gorgeous. And of course we do have a microclimate on the Isle of Wight. It's slightly warmer than on the mainland. So I hope you're enjoying this. Let's just get down to the bottom.
Okay, go for it. Adieu, take care.
So let's just cross over here safely. I arrived safely at the bottom of the hill. Look, that's where I came down. That's where I've got to go back up. Unless, of course, I can get a taxi that will take me back up. But there's not a bus. So let's see. Oh, the wind is blowing in my hair. It's beautiful. It's warm. It's a warm breeze. A very short esplanade here in Ryde. Of course, we have a very long esplanade, but this is the Mill Bay, and then all sorts of different businesses along there. But I'm going in. My meeting is in here, and then I will live stream again later, folks. So I hope you've enjoyed my little tour guide of this bit of Ventnor, and see you all again soon. Look. You can see the wind is blowing in my hair, but it's wonderful. Bye for now.